Okay, so this video is kind of an advice thing for incoming freshmen for high school. I'm going to try and get through everything that I want to say. I do have a little list because I like to make lists of things, and I'm going to try to touch on everything that I have learned. So here it goes. I'm sorry if I speak too fast. The first thing is don't be scared of high school. It's not a big deal. It's perfectly okay to be nervous. Everyone's gonna be nervous. It can be intimidating that you're going to be in a school with 18-year-olds with facial hair who have vehicles and use those vehicles to leave campus for lunch, which I never did, by the way. And that can be scary for a 14-year-old. I completely understand because I was intimidated. But don't be nervous, and don't be ashamed of being nervous if you are, because it's natural, because it's uncharted territory for you. And I don't care what your friends say, everyone gets a little nervous. Just take a deep breath, try and get over it. I promise you'll be fine. Second thing is get involved in something. I cannot stress how much this helped me in high school, because it's just nice to have something that you do for you. It's not required of you to do to get to the next stage in life. It's just for you. It's something you love to do, whether it's athletics or music or art or something academic like decathlon, which I did, and the Mean Girls is a lie. There is no buzzer. I'll never get over that. They have something for everyone, and even if they don't have something that you like right now, I recommend you getting your feelers out there and trying something new, because you never know what you're gonna like until you try it. That applies for everything but alcohol and drugs. Those are bad. Don't do that. And it just helps keep you focused, and it's an incentive to keep your grades up and to help you make good decisions, because obviously if you get caught doing something bad or if you fail, you can't participate in what you love to do, and it looks good on college applications, and it, again, just a big stress reliever at the end of the week when you just go home and practice or study what you do. It's awesome. But do find the fine line. It's not really a fine line, actually. It's a pretty freaking big line, like with those giant Sharpies, between doing nothing and doing everything, because you don't want to stretch yourself too thin and stress yourself out that way. And it's just not fair to you, because you're constantly worrying, and I don't care what you think, unless you're Hermione from the third Harry Potter and you have a time turner, you cannot be two places at once. And it's not fair to the people in the organizations you're in, because they're giving their all, they're giving all their effort, and you can't because you have all these other commitments. So think about that. Another thing is keep up your grades. You might be thinking, I'm a freshman, it's not really a big deal right now. It is a big deal. Say it with me. It matters. Because it is way, way beyond too late to carry your senior year. And I myself found this out the hard way. So don't pull a Kim. Don't let that be a what if. Try your best in high school. Try your best in life, okay? Because it sucks when you were involved in things and you're applying to colleges and you don't get in, or you don't get scholarships you need because your grades were not so hot. So, and that's the whole reason you're in school, really. Everything else aside, you're there to learn, so don't waste that time because you won't get it back. There's gonna be a lot of drama, but do your best to stay out of it. It's kind of hard, especially for girls, because, we're girls, we're catty, we hate each other, but we love to talk about each other. So, you might get sucked into that. Recognize the fact that the people who say they hate drama are the ones, like, in the center. They are the hamster in the drama ball, okay? I look like I'm a scuba Steve right now. I need to not go on tangents during this video. I'm trying to make this as fast as possible. Okay, but really, you're gonna get sucked into drama every now and then. I myself had my fair share, back in the day, drama. But you're gonna look back after you graduate and say that was really trivial and really immature, and I could have handled things a lot better than I did. So, along with the drama thing, do your best to not get a bad reputation. And by bad reputation, I don't mean like, oh, they're a nerd or they're something like that, something stupid, they're unpopular, whatever. By bad reputation, I mean this person's a liar, this person is a two-face, this person makes people cheat on their significant other, this person got drunk at a party and did something stupid and got it recorded and everyone found out about it, because it is damn near impossible to get a clean slate in high school unless you move schools, and even then, because people know each other. So think about what you're going to do, because actions and words will stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe, and it will just be there annoying you, and people will bring it up. High schoolers are relentless in bringing up past events, so be cognizant of that. A good rule of thumb that I use myself is pick someone who's close to you. Sorry, that was my knee. That you tell everything to, like your best friend, brother, sister, cousin, neighbor, dog, whoever you tell all your life story problems to. If you would be ashamed to tell that person or embarrassed to tell that person, then chances are you probably should not be doing what you're doing. Because think about how bad that is. Like, you tell them everything about you, and this is something that you would be hanging your head trying to tell them. You did. Don't do it. Don't. Be nice to people, because in 5 years they won't remember exactly what it was you said or exactly what it was you did, but I can guarantee they will remember how you made them feel. And it is really, really hard to try and go back and change that impression. And it's just good to be good to people. I mean, there's obviously gonna be people that you don't get along with and that don't get along with you. Everyone has had at least one person in their life that for whatever reason they don't like, or has had that person that for whatever reason doesn't like them. And you can't figure out why. It just you don't match, you don't click, okay? But it is in your best interest to keep your mouth shut and not talk about that person, because it will get back to them and they will get back to you. So if you're gonna talk about people, be prepared. I don't care if you tell your best friend. Stuff happens, people hear, maybe your best friend is not the best of friends, and it spreads like wildfire in the drought season. Like, you don't understand. So if you're gonna talk about people, be prepared for the backlash. And when it does happen, because it happens to everyone at least once, handle it maturely. Don't yell, don't hit each other and pull each other's hair out, for God's sakes, because you're gonna end up on YouTube, and not in an advice video, in a video of you pulling some other girl's or guy's hair. Don't do it, it's not cool, don't do it. Yeah, you could learn how to talk to people in a civilized manner, learn how to control the raging dragon inside. It's something I had to perfect over time, because I do have a bit of a temper, and there's just no point in arguing over stupid stuff, because I guarantee you're both going to want to be yelling, no one's going to be listening, which is life advice here. That is the freaking fundamental element of making any kind of argument or statement or trying to get your point across, is listening to each other. So yeah. After all that, next, and back to the being nice people thing. Be nice to your teachers, because I don't care how much of a jerk you think they are, or how much more you think you know than them, or how much you think that y'all and my mama aren't gonna listen to you. Come on, mama. No. Okay, because at the end of the 9 weeks, it's not you or your mother putting your grade into the grade book. It is them. And if you struggle in that class, if at the end of the grading period you have a 69.2 and you just need to get it to a 69.5, if you're nice to them and if they see that you're putting in effort, you can go up and say, look, is there anything I can do? And they might slide you a little worksheet or something. But if you're rude to them, if you're constantly disrupting their class, there's not a chance. Not a chance. And I can tell you, as seniors, when we see the freshmen being stupid, we call them out for it. Like, don't be that kid, because everyone will think you're annoying. It's not cool to get kicked out of class. I'm sorry, but no, it's not cool to be rude to people. Don't do it. Don't be afraid to talk to people and make friends, for whether it is because you're overconfident and you're like, this person's a nerd, this person's kind of weird, don't want to talk to them, or whether it's because you're insecure like I was, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of chubby, I'm kind of awkward, people aren't going to want to talk to me. Start the conversation. Start the friggin' conversation. If I could go back and tell my freshman self that, I would. And, I mean, you could meet a good friend that way, and it's better knowing that you guys don't click than not, and just being quiet and no one knowing who you are, because that was me. Learn to accept things inside your sphere of influence. Okay, and this is what I mean about that. So I'm going to draw you. Okay, so we're going to pretend that this is a 3D sphere and not a 2D dinosaur egg. And I'm going to use this to show you. So things inside here, in your little sphere of influence, are what I wore today, or if I'm going to decide to eat the lunch meat, burrito, mystery meat, possibly churros later, lunch. Or if I'm gonna go to that party, or if I'm gonna be peer pressured, or if I'm gonna tell this person I like them, or if I'm gonna study for that test. Those are all things that you control, okay? So then things outside that are the weather, and Mother Nature not caring that you straightened your hair that day and that you have class with that really cute person, because it's gonna rain, it's gonna be humid, and your hair is just gonna look like this, like my after shower hair. Death. You can't control it. It sucks. You gotta learn how to take it in stride. And how you feel. Because there's a lot of stuff I had to talk about my junior year. But one of my favorite teachers gave me a piece of advice, and that was, you can't help how you feel. But that, to me, goes more on this thin little line right here, because it's closely related to something in here. So, how you feel about a person, or just in general, everyone has those days they wake up feeling sad for no reason. You can't control that, but you can control your actions, and how you feel affects how you treat other people. Like, you can be angry, wake up angry. We all have those days, especially girls, that time. And you can choose whether you want to yell at your best friend or not. Don't do it. He won't appreciate it. Well, yeah. So, feelings, actions, in that respect, 2 different things. So that's your sphere of influence. Learn to accept what is in it and out of it. I know I got more stuff to say. It's just in my noggin, trying to pull it out my brain. It's on the tip of my brain. Parties are overrated. I'm gonna throw that out there. I never went to a party in high school. I have yet to do drugs. Drugs aren't cool. Going to parties doesn't make you cool. And, I mean, guys get taken advantage of too, don't get me wrong. I understand. But especially for girls, if you're gonna be in a situation where bad things can happen, take care of yourself. Take care of your friends. Because if something happens, it's something that you have to deal with the rest of your life. And, it's not good. Not at all. And you care about your friends, and you don't want anything happening to them, and they don't want anything happening to you, and you don't want anything happening to you. So, take care of each other. Having sex doesn't make you cool. I don't care what anyone says. It's a big decision to make, and it should be your decision and not anyone else's. So, girls, guys, if you're seeing someone and they're pressuring you in any way, like, don't. If you don't want to, that's a big decision. to make. And it's not cool to be promiscuous, and it's really, you'll get a bad reputation. Remember what I said about that? It's kind of hard to get rid of. And there's other things like STDs and pregnancy. So just don't, if you don't want to. No, I would advise you not, because you're 14, you're a baby. I'm still a kid myself, I know this, but yeah. Relationships, I kind of brought that up. Don't let it ruin your life that your relationship in high school, relationship, I use the term very loosely, didn't last long. It's raining outside. Excuse me. Like 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, high school relationships weren't meant to be, and it's not your fault. I mean, people don't just completely reach, what is it? Their personalities aren't finished developing until they're like 25. So you would probably end up being different people by then, anyways. Sucks, right? Well, and it takes however long you're with that person to get over that person. I mean, it's okay to feel sad, don't get me wrong, but don't let it make you completely depressed for more than half of the school year. Even if it gets a little bit complicated and you find out that the guy you were dating was in love with your best friend the whole time. That sucks too. Speaking of best friends, do everything you can to keep them. Because you need someone to talk to, and a lot of times you end up being really close to your best friends, and losing them over something stupid is one of the worst feelings ever. So treat them good, treat them right, and keep them. Be you, do you. Don't apologize for who you are to anyone. Don't let them make you feel bad for who you are, because that's something you can't help. And be accepting of other people. And ooh, what is this? Like a rooster. Accept the fact that people are gonna have different views than you, and are gonna feel differently about certain things than you. You're gonna be offended by something that doesn't even faze someone else, and vice versa. So learn to accept it, learn to see someone else's point of view, and you'll be fine. Keep an open mind is what I'm gonna say. Keep an open mind and be aware of the fact that not everyone will have an open mind. It sucks to think about it that way, but yeah, that'll help you out a lot. And finally, don't rush high school, because it won't phase you your first day of senior year, and it won't hit you when you fill out your first college application, or when you go on your Christmas break with your friends downtown, and it won't hit you when you're taking your cap and gown pictures, and it won't hit you at your last football game, or last concert, or maybe even graduation. But when your friend is moving to another city and you are hugging him goodbye, crying your eyes out, it will hit you then that the wish you made freshman year for all of this to pass by as fast as possible and for you to grow the hell up as fast as possible was stupid. So savor every moment with them, because you won't have them forever, and eventually you end up drifting, and it happens, and it sucks so bad, but it's inevitable. So cherish the ones you got. I guess that's just a life thing, right? Be good to people. Don't let people pressure you, and don't feel bad for who you are. Study, be good. Make decisions for yourself. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If something feels right, it might be. In the end, you're the only one who knows what's good for you. But it is good to take advice from people. Thank the people who gave you advice. Thank the people who are there for you. Be grateful. That's all I've got to say about that. I hope you have fun in high school, and I wish you all the best. Deuces to my loves. Catch you on the flip flop. Bye.